Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3 and Black Ice version 12 and the UK campaign. And where we left off, we were continuing to build up our Air Force, our Navy and our industrial capacity. And we had one eye on upgrading a fair amount of our slightly older units to new versions because tech has improved quite a lot and we've got a lot of units on the naval front that could just do a very quick upgrade scheme. So we're going to take all of the units, so about 109 different types of units, so 12 coastal submarines, 80 destroyers, 11 large submarines, and 6 torpedo boats, and we're going to upgrade them to the latest kind of size or type scale. Now the key thing really with this is that we're trying to make the most efficient and combat effective navy that we can. And to do that, destroyers are going to be a really important factor for us because the Germans are going to employ a lot of submarines, and the key thing to counter submarines is destroyers and frigates. And at the moment, we don't have any frigates, but they'll be relatively soon, I think. I don't think we're far off being able to get a hold of them. Got a couple of 38 level techs here, actually, that we need to progress with. But yeah, tech-wise, we're kind of moving along quite quickly. We are a bit of in advance of where we're at the other day when we finished. However, we're not that much far forward, and it was just to make sure the game was still running stably. Had a couple of issues around when we saved, and I just need to remove all the saves in the save folder. So that's all sorted now. And we have the Munich agreement. The only thing that you missed was that Germany did absorb the... they did an Anschluss of Austria. So they managed to get that, and we've got the Munich agreement now. So Lid has put forward a proposal that German-speaking parts of Czechoslovakia should join the Third Reich. Clearly he will not have any territorial ambitions after this. I think that's unlikely. I always like in this photo there's like, I think it's Daladier. He's looking off to the side with his like unibrow, looking directly at Chamberlain like, what am I doing here? Like, this is horrible. Like, both him and Mussolini are both like looking off in a different direction, which makes me think something shit was happening. There was someone getting their like lights kicked in or something in the background when this was going on. But the Treaty of Munich, so I won't read through this event. You can pause it if you want to have a little read through, but it's pretty straightforward. And we're going to lose a little bit more in neutrality. Now, I don't think that's going to get us any more techs, or sorry, not any more techs, any more law changes. But it is going to give us a huge amount of popularity, which is going to give us a few benefits. So we can drive that into place. Let's put time forwards, and yeah, that's just jumped us all the way up to very high popularity, which gives us a leadership, territorial pride, and national unity increase. So happy days, and we're nearly at 90 on the old national unity, which is pretty good going. Let's move our spy requirement down a little bit, and we've got a more than enough officers. Let's get the Secretary of Public Information and the Supply Transportation. Let's get those going. And then we just need supply organization after that. So we'll have a look to see if there's any 1939 level techs that we want to get with the electronics minister still in place. I do want to switch to the destroyer guy, just because there are some immediate benefits from having that available. So I am keeping one eye on when the best time for that is. And I think it'll be after we've got that tech to improve our research modifier. So export of rubber, no. Encryption. Yeah, that's at 1940 level. So radar, yeah, we could get that nice and early. So let's get both of those. It'll unlock the radar for destroyer and frigate, and yeah, so you're already in place. It's kind of just that one there that we want to get a full list. Our blueprints have been stolen. That's a bit of a shame. Capital ship related work. So small arms, yes. Capital ship damage control, 1940, sure. Doing radar. Let's get supply organization, and yeah, we could move on to some of these and get the ball rolling on them. Let's start with the rares one, because we are now only at +7 a day on rares, which is not much. We've got some work we need to do there. And oh, the joy of more money. So Australia wants to build a submarine, the Grampus class, which is not very threatening, is it? Let's face it. In the world of warship names, naming something the Grampus class just sounds like your grandpa that's got a pussy, like, boil or something. It's not great. So, Parthian class, you see, that's a much better name. You know, invoke fear, invoke the ancient Parthian Empire rather than grandpa's pussy ballsack. So, rare materials, no. And single engine fighters, yes, yes. Steel production, yeah, let's get that improved to 1940 levels. And I'm wondering when the best time to kind of do the big destroyer one is, because we've got a huge amount of battleships in the queue, and they all take 30 IC each, which is a lot. I kind of feel like we need to maybe delay them a bit to do this upgrade. So, you know what? Let's start that. So, this is going to take a lot of IC. Not as much as building them from new, mind you. So, let's go to the bottom. And let's start doing some work here. Upgrading all of these destroyers to the latest version. Now, that means that our kind of most crappy destroyers are going to be level 3, which isn't too bad. A level 3 destroyer isn't the greatest, but it's at least not First World War level technology. And let's move along. More destroyers there. It's a lot of clicking. I can't remember if there's a hotkey to kind of do all of these at once, because there might well be, and I'm just not aware of it. Like an upgrade all function. Maybe it's... Nah, nothing seems to be working. Let's just keep clicking away. Oh, I hate this. There's got to be a quicker way of doing this. Someone in the comments, I guarantee that you're going to know a quicker way of doing this. If you do, please let me know, and I will remember it for next time I have to do one of these big ship improvement projects. Ugh. This is the problem with having a large navy. You have to improve it all manually like this. Now, Britain, during the interwar period, did spend a lot of its time kind of like renovating its existing ships rather than building quite as many new ones. You can argue it wasn't the best policy when it came to kind of battleships to spend so much time on them and then have them not really be that effective. I mean, you've got ships like the Warspite, which did very well in World War II, had a pretty good career, but a lot of the kind of older battleship models didn't really do what they were meant to do. If they'd built more kind of anti-submarine units, it probably would have been a much easier experience. Like, the adoption of the convoy system helped a lot, but it's one of those like very awkward historical things where you can talk about all of this stuff in hindsight, but at the time they probably were preparing for a very different war. So, yeah, nearly there, 55. It annoys me because it always defaults right back to the top, which is really frustrating. And if there's one thing the Dutch campaign that we did has taught me, it's that building up a really strong submarine arm is not a bad idea against Japan. That it does the job really well. Come on, TikTok. Oh, there we go. I've just lost my place. And I'm not necessarily expecting the coastal submarines to be particularly effective, but they don't necessarily have to be all that effective. Because we've got a lot of long-range submarines that will do the job. And if you're ever wondering why sometimes I skip this stuff, it's because of this. Sometimes a lot of the stuff when I skip things is just skipping this kind of crap. that I always think to myself, people won't find that interesting. Yeah, we are redoing these torpedo boats there at a very low level. Oh, would you look at that? We're back to... Ah. Only at 78, nice. Right, destroyer. And that's just saved us 10. Down to 20. We're nearly at the 20%. Oh, there you go, 10. 0. Yep, so no stacking penalty. And 30. This is like the long, slow, drawn-out experience of life. Scrolling through lists, trying to get to the bottom of them. Okay, destroyer, 6, 5. Now, I am expecting this to be a lot of IC required, but it will be worth it once we've got an extremely modern destroyer arm. Okay, so 425. That's kind of what I was expecting. So we can move all of these to the top. And they're costing about 1.1, 2 or 3. So they'll be done by July. So that's pretty close by, actually. That's not long at all. And that's a lot of units. Come on. Are we there? We're nearly there. Okay, so let's take all of this. And... yeah, that seems good. Let's just put time forwards a little bit, just so we can see how much of the queue that gets done. So yeah, the light cruisers. I want to keep the carriers going, so we are going to put a little bit more out of there. We'll make that 52. There we go. Perfect. So now we're doing everything that we want to be doing. Okay, and then by May 25th, we will have some more light carriers finished and upgraded. We've got some artillery that's just finished, the latest level, and yeah, oil refinery. Perfect. So armored car. Let's do coal processing. Round and round we go. April 1st. And we've already lost the high popularity, of course. Well, it was nice while it lasted. And I won't do another tech, we'll just let that one fall away. Right, the Air Force wants more money, that's okay. And we are exporting manganese, but I don't think I want to trade with Iran, so we will say no to that. Yemen wants some rares, but I'm not willing to give them away because we're only making 10, it's not a lot. And then there is the mechanical computing machine. So, at this point we could wait for radar to finish, because we might want to attempt to get the radar for destroyer and frigates at least in nice and early. So in the meantime we could do additional supply construction, or we could just finish it for a minute. Just to put a little bit more into officers, just to keep that ratio nice and steady. And then we're going to want to have a look at the army in a bit, because that's the one area I've not really done any work on as of yet. So 28% of 30 is going to be about 9 IC. Let's put 9 or so into like here. Let's make it a nice round 50. Something like that. Fuel for money, yep, fine France. And infantry support weapons, 40, yep, that's okay. Let's do military ration production. Okay, and then let's put a little bit more, so it's going to be about, so 10, so another 3 IC. Lovely. Very nicely organised. So, gasoline, of course, 41. And ammunition production, all looking good. Still no more laws to choose from. And we got AFE tracks and suspension at 1940. That means we can do light armor designs to the next level. Kind of want to get 3-man turret as well. I just noticed that that one's finished, so we might be able to do that after radar. We'll have to see where we're at with that. And then our industry is level 6. Okay, so under industry, industrial production and efficiency are immediate grabs. And then, yeah, we're really waiting for May. That's when the next big stuff happens. Right. Airplane. 39. Infantry anti-tank. So let's do you. And, yeah, we can get 3-man turret going. Let's get that all done. Okay. And Japan's still bogged down in China. I've tried to give China a little bit of a buff because they always lose the war against Japan in this time period. It's just impossible, it feels like, for Japan to win, which it's really frustrating. Oh, sorry, it's impossible for China to win against Japan. It's frustrating. And they're at the gates of Chongqing, but they're still far away from some other industrial areas, so that's at least good. Let's get rid of that little uprising there. And then we've got AFVAA weapons, that's okay. Standard infantry upgrade, we can do that like that. And we're going to want the next level of special forces and get paratroopers and things as well. There's a lot of techs in 1938. It's like a very big tech year for different things that you need to research and keep on top of. Right, road network, 39. Let's get special forces branch upgrade. And then we can start thinking about upgrading for mountain infantry to defend Norway, because the Germans will invade Norway in 1940 and we need to have a pretty decent force to stop them if we can. Road network. And what are you after? Oh, a Spitfire. Oh, good. Someone wants to build one of the most beautiful aircraft ever made. Electronic design. So radar for destroying frigate. Again. Expand our manufacturing industry. So yeah, I think radar just finished up at 41 level. Now, we can do you ahead of time. So I think we're going to try for that, because I don't mind the others, but it would be really good to have the radar for destroyers and frigates ahead of time. So I don't like normally having this showing for inefficient research, but for once this is good research. Okay, and we just had the destroyer one finish, which means there's a couple of techs down there to get. So Anthony Eden resigns. So Britain's foreign minister, Anthony Eden, considers Mussolini an unreliable gangster, which I think he'd probably be right with that. He dislikes his government, sending Lord Halifax on diplomatic missions abroad in his place. Eden resigns and is succeeded by Halifax, who is associated with the government's policy of appeasement. So Halifax will become our minister. He's got pretty much the same things, but he's got a much sterner face. So there you go. That makes him more effective for the job, apparently. And yep, divisional command structure. I'm happy to let those all run. I don't think we've got any others that are classed as inefficient. Oh, and our good old Palestinian friends are going to retake that single province for us. It's very kind of them. So yeah, there's nothing here that I want to grab. Done central planning, paratroopers, under special forces. Got all the 38 level ones running there. So we are back round to prototypes, and we could do aero engine research and get that going. So Shaanxi annex Nanjing, which is good. That's what I want to see, because hopefully that will keep the Japanese in the war a tiny bit longer over there and away from us. I want it to last to 1940 as a minimum, really, if possible. And then we've got cast armor construction, which is going to give us other techs that we can start doing on the armor side of things. Nice and neat. And Army Group Command. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we'll do a crude oil trade. No harm there. Okay, and superior strength. So we've got one more level of that to do. And then I'm thinking that's going to give us a little bit of manpower back, really. Railroad network, 39. And yeah, we've got another one there to do. Okay, railway level 3, that's fine because we get a little bit of industrial efficiency off the back of it. A little bit of upgrades to do it. Okay, and our steel refineries are finishing up in India. Let's do, yep, single engine airframe. And our upgrades will be finishing up on the 27th of May, so that's also no harm in that at all. Medium bomber to the next level. Flying boat. There's a series of air tech that we need to do. And Chakarira. Central planning to the next level. Salt concentration. Yeah, 1935. I'm happy to let that run a little bit longer. Infantry radio communications, attritional warfare. Yeah, I'm happy to let those go. Infantry radio communications, yeah, that's fine. And let's get naval bomber. And then we can get the next fighter bomber type in a minute. I want us to have a very up-to-date air force, if we can. Airport capabilities. Two there, which we can put into espionage. Yep, seaport capabilities. So we're up to hangar bay maintenance, which is a 39 level, so we're actually ahead of the curve for once on those air techs, which is quite good going. The large caliber machine guns is always useful. as well as ammunition capacity for them. Okay, and then on July 19th, we'll get the large carrier, or the new light carrier fleet out. Carrier damage control, yep, happy to let that keep going. And on June 1st, examine the light industry, yep. Installation security. And gun turrets. So, gun position twin engine planes we've got to do. And the 4 engine bomb layout. Aerial mines. Yeah, the twin engine and 4 engine bomb bays. And then our aircraft systems. So folding wings, ceiling tanks, supercharger, bombing site. And then, yeah, there's several 38 level and 34 even there for damage control that we need to do. Okay, that's fine. Oh, and a party rally. Let's do a party rally. Oh, and I'm happy to see the agriculture advance. That's an important tech to get. Okay, automotive factories. And we get Sigmund Freud. So, good old Sigmund Freud arrives in London. So, by the end of May, arrangements for Freud's own departure for London have become stalled, marred in largely torturous and financially extortionate process of negotiation with the Nazi authorities. However, the Nazi-appointed commissar put in charge of his assets and those of the IPA proved sympathetic to Freud's plight. Anton Svelwald had studied chemistry at Vienna University under Professor Josef Herzig, an old friend of Freud's, and evidently retained, notwithstanding his Nazi-party allegiance, a respect for Freud's professional standing. The Freuds left Vienna on the Orient Express on the 4th of June, accompanied by their household staff and a doctor. They arrived in Paris the following day, where they stayed as guests of Princess Marie Bonaparte, before travelling overnight to London, arriving at Victoria Station on the 6th of June. Good for him. It is good for him indeed. And the question becomes, yeah, it's not enough of a bonus there to make me want to do it at the moment. Port strike tactics at 38. Yeah, I think we can take that away to concentrate on doing some of these more basic ones. Aerial mines. Some of these, like airplane techs and stuff, it's not far away. Twin engine bomb bay. Don't need to export rubber. And good old folding wings are always useful. You get a lot of bonuses out of that. And a big CAG duty efficiency level. And I feel like we're in a position where we can probably think about reorganizing our air force in a bit of time. Nuclear fission. Okay, so is there any other secret text that we need to do immediately after that? No. Okay. So let's do supercharger, because it won't take too long. And we just need to do self-sealing tanks as well. So naval air targeting, 38. That means we can do self-sealing tanks. And then, yeah, the bombing site. Okay, and how are they doing? So Jiangxi is actually pushing a little bit into Manchuria off the back of this, which is positive. They are starting to surround a little bit the capital over there, which I'm not a fan of. Need them to stop that if they can. They need to at least last until when the war starts. Okay, res, inefficient research. Okay, industrial zone, organization, 39. Bombing site. And we're back round to submarine tech. So, damage control we're going to want to do, like, immediately. The 10 commandments of damage control. Classic. I like that. It's quite cute. Doesn't fit on the UI, mind you, so that should be amended, but that is quite good fun. Okay, so radar for destroying frigates, and we're up to 10% on the IC efficiency again, so happy days. Bomber, and yeah, we can get submarine damage control. So support submarine. I don't want to increase the visibility of submarines if I can help it. And July 15th, so not far off now for all of these destroyers. In fact, July 9th for that coastal sub. July 9th for those, so it's only going to be the large submarines that are going to have a little bit of time, and then August 4th for that industrial capacity, 19th for the... So next month we're going to have a load of stuff free up, which is really good. And hopefully some of these malices will disappear as well. Okay, another level of electronics design. Is that a finished up you? How far away are you? So August 9th now, so yeah, that has sped them along a little bit. That's good. Okay, aluminium neutral. Naval strike. Okay, and let's start with the engine and then build it up from there. So 8th of July, interdiction, 37, I'm happy to let those go. Truck and primer. 39 levels I don't want to do. Let's do submarine hull as well. Crude oil for money, yeah, I will do that with you, Nationalist China. We've got a fairly good relationship with Nationalist China. Well, the Republic of China, sorry, the Kuomintang, who are now modern day based out of Taiwan. And they just lost their capital, which is not good. So they've got Chengdu left, and Guangzhou and Sanya. They've got a national unity of 100%, so in other words, they're going to need to like take everything. So they're going to need to take all of their remaining victory provinces in order to beat them, which is good. That should keep them in the battle for a bit longer then. Okay, so July 12th, and we will postpone both of these for 6 months. Okay, and I'm waiting for the 14th of July. There you go, that's a huge amount of upgrades finished. And we're now doing 100% the production queue again. And our light carriers are about to finish up. So... amphibious warfare equipment. So we're getting everything coming out at the same time. Well, that's very nice. Let's do Great War analysis and get that going. And we can also do submarine periscope at 1938 level. And yeah, let's throw in these. So if we have a quick look then at these guys, they're level 5. And they've all got a 28 speed, which is pretty quick for a light carrier. What are you guys at? Are you level 5 as well? Now you're level 4, so in fact you're actually worse than this fleet now. That is interesting. Well, that's all good. And we're just doing the large submarines now. So you're now going to be done in August of 1939. So that's really good to see, because that means... Now the question is, do we want to move things around a little bit? Do we want to change... So do we want to show the national focus decision? And do we want to switch it onto Navy? So 90 days and then 360. it's probably worthwhile doing the switch now, because there's a lot of ships that we need to get out. Let's do it. So it'll take 90 days for it to feed through. We'll keep it for a little bit longer, and I was just with one eye on trying to get the battleships done as soon as possible. Attack tactics at 37, sure. And then export of rubber. And standard British infantry improvements. Submarine periscope, sure. And let's have a little look at what we can do then. So you're going to finish on August 9th, so literally in 2 weeks' time we can replace you. You're currently giving us -5 there. I would quite like... So is there anyone that decreases the time it takes to build land units anywhere? So we want the industrial specialist. There isn't really anyone that decreases that. It's a bit cruddy. I was kind of hoping we'd get someone a little bit more decent by now, but unfortunately we don't really have anyone. Oh well, at least we're getting a little bit extra IC because of industrial dude. And August 4th. Right, 12% IC efficiency. Not bad. And just in time for that Middlesbrough one to end. So everything's still green. Still making 70 money a day, so that's not bad. In fact, we're almost making too much money. Right, mass events advance. I mean, we could, like the light aircraft, the aircraft production decrease might be worthwhile in a bit. Right, mass events. So we can finish up you. Submarine torpedo, the crew berthing. And test cricket. So the first time the test cricket was broadcast on the BBC. Between England and Australia, live from the Lord's Cricket Ground. Well, cool, blimey. Right, radar. Ask for more money, high popularity, light infantry branch upgrade. Okay, a little bit more on officers. And let's get the next level of torpedo and things going. I'd like to get hydrophone improved, along with monumental architecture. Right, so there's the Spitfire. So we're going to get a single Spitfire out of that. And I think that's fine to get that going in there. A couple of techs there that will get off the back of it. Okay, Latour, wherever that is. Nice place in India, I'm sure. And yep, so we're doing all of those. And then, yeah, you're at 1940, that's good. 1939, 1938, so we've got some text that we can do there. Got some level 4 plane text that we can consider in a minute as well. Okay, and the 6th of September for that, to get those submarines done. It's not that far away, and yeah, we just freed up that 34 IC from there, that's good. Puts us back up to 81. And then we've got radar for destroyers and frigates that just finished. Happy days. So that's now at 1941 level. So that's as good as it can be. Got twin engine over here. Let's do a couple of techs on that one. And then let's change our political advisor. Who do we feel like? I kind of feel like Mr. William Reed here would be an immediate worthwhile acquisition. So military rations, as well as large fuel tank. Medium, twin engine, yeah. So we're doing machine gun focus there. Doing all the submarine techs. Doing some 38 level ones there. We've got hydrophone. So hydrophone is next up on the list. Okay, so 8 oil a day for some slight money increase, probably worthwhile. And then, yeah, 38 level there. We did miss a couple of techs on the way over, but that's fine. It's not an issue. We've got a good balance to what we are doing at the moment. And we're just waiting 90 days for the Navy one to replace the industry one. So that should make all of our ships come out a little bit quicker. And you guys at 89. You're all level 6 now, which is really good. Our torpedo boats are all at the right level. And our coastal submarines have all got a pretty decent range as well. So, nicely organised. What do I want to do next? So we've got 26 planes there. We've got another interceptor here. So we've got 27 fighters. So in groups of 3, that's 9 groups of 3. It's not a lot. But then if you include the fighter bombers, it probably is a fair amount. We can probably arrange our air force after this and then decide what we want to do next. Probably build some CAGs to have as immediate replacements. Air build time minus 5%. Let's do it. Let's see how much of an impact does that make. Oh, it's only 4. That's fine. Can sacrifice that. And then let's get another 6 of these going. So another 12 planes there. They'll be done by December 5th. That's very quick. And then we can also build some CAGs. Let's get some of those going. So let's build another 6 of them as well to have as an immediate reserve for any losses. And September 6th for the large submarines to be finished. And we're exactly 1 year away from the war now. So the infantry build-up that I keep talking about is going to be the most important thing to move on to next. 38, armor casting, export of rubber, light aircraft, yep, 41, let's get hydrophone, and then move on to transport ship stuff. C for resources, don't need to do that. Single engine airframe related. That's all okay. Let's get transport ship hull, yeah. And then we can think about getting landing craft. Okay. Paratrooper activation. Okay, that's that finished. And then, yes, cruiser techs. So there's 4, 5, 6... There's 10 techs to get on that one. And I forgot about all the carrier stuff as well. And a new monumental building. So, what do we want? I would say it's either the Global Intelligence Headquarter or... Let's go for that because it gives us a research bonus. Broadcasting. And I don't think we need to expand the collective again. 400 manpower is a lot for free industry. I would say not this time. So 1940. Okay, and then we do have that much into there. We could do the entertainment show to the next level. So we're up to 13 capital yards. Let's go on the carriers first. So we've got the medium to do there, the armor thickness. And then, yeah, we're going to put everything into consumer goods to get rid of that tiny bit of descent. And we'll go for a high budget. And yeah, another carrier vertical protection one there. And we're now losing over 25 a day on descent, which is good. Still making a lot of money. Okay, giant infrastructure products, 1940. 4-engine, 1940, which means we can go for both of the carrier-related ones. Okay, and what we're going to do is we are going to do Railroad Tycoon because we're going to lose a lot of supply, a lot of money and a lot of metal, but we're going to get yet more IC efficiency. So we're now up to 12, which is, for a major nation, quite high. So, or 13 even. 13% IC efficiency. That's not bad. Okay, carrier screws, carrier rudder. Both of those are at 40. Some of these 39 level plane techs are ready to go. 3-man turret. Which means carrier shape is ready to go. Large caliber tank cannons. On October 16th, some of the CAGs are going to get finished. And I'm still waiting for that naval one to kick in. So, ammunition, capacity, carrier hangar. Ooh. So, yeah, all of the 38 ones there, all need to grab. Float plane scout focus. And yeah, so on the capital tech we've got the medium one there. Got a few on the edges in here, and then yeah, we're back round to cruisers. Right, it's gone. That's fine. We're caught in that awkward like rounding issue. Fine. Let's go for Capital 1 and get the medium anti-air. And then diplomacy-wise, is everyone still... No, everyone's still kind of in our sphere, which is good. Now neutrality is really high, Turkey, and let's hope it stays that way because I don't need them joining the Axis right at the start. Pembroke? You bastards. You can't be... rising up against us in Wales. How dare you? That's unbelievable. A scandalo. Right, steel production at 41. Capital ship bulkheads. And vertical protection, torpedo protection, so we can get battleship and battlecruiser armor thickness at 38 levels as well in a moment. Okay, and then fuel for money, yeah. Central planning's just finished, the oil refining's just finished, a couple of armour ones there, and then what's probably the most immediate concern here, light anti-air artillery, heavy cruiser armaments, both of those are worthwhile. And seriously, we just like a constant upgrade queue, what is going on? So right now it's because we're upgrading the infantry. Let's get all of our transport ships. So how quick does this fleet go? It's about as slowly as you would expect. Okay. Let's do this in one go. What's your transport amount? 90, and yours? 135. It's actually worthwhile including them, even though they make the fleet a bit slower. Let's head them round. And let's start bringing back units that we know we're going to want for the fight to come. So 41. Cruiser light aircraft. Let's do heavy cruiser armament and AP ammunition. Supply transportation. Okay, 1940. HE ammunition. And, yep, Secretary of Public Information. Cruiser engine and boilers. HMS Belfast in London is a great cruiser to go visit, by the way. It's of the World War II era, and it's very pretty to look at. And there goes Czechoslovakia. So we can guarantee the independence of Poland. So, and then we've got the cruiser engine and hull optimization. And we're up to October 16th. Enjoy the show. Polish corridor. So a little bit of leadership off the back of that. A little bit of spies and entertainment shows. So that's okay. So now that that's kind of come into effect, let's just have a quick look at where we're at. So minus 0.5. We might be able to change someone around. We might be able to go for Churchill here, because he's the best of a bad bunch. He'll get us a little bit of ruling party support, which is always good. Yeah, so we can keep Churchill in, and he keeps everyone happy. And so we've got North Atlantic Command there. So there's a single engineer that we'd want to bring home from this location. Let's load them up. And then move on to Malta. Oh, pardon me. And I think we're coming up to the end of an episode now. So, yep, a little bit on that one. Organization there. Let's get cruiser layout. Fuel for money and a town class cruiser for South Africa. All of that's worthwhile. Attritional warfare at 1940, that's fine. Let's get vertical protection and the armor thickness going, and then we've just got the horizontal protection to do, and then we can have a little look at what we want to grab outside of that, because we probably want to have a look at our operating tech and start improving our mobile infantry, because we're going to make a lot of motorized in the next month or so. Engineers, so superior strength, army command. Assault concentration at 36, that's fine. And then, as I've talked about, let's maybe do rolling artillery barrage first. So yeah, the light armor battalion, we don't need that. The engineer can come back as well, as can that random. So the 1st Battalion King's Own Malta Regiment. Yes, of course. Do we need the artillery? Yeah, I kind of feel like we want to leave that there. Let's just combine all of you into one division, and then you can go there. And then let's have a look at you. So, exchange you for you. So you've got heavy artillery, let's do something like that. And give you the heavy, and then that makes a nice mix. Okay. And then onwards, back to here. Let's get all of you guys into position in this part of the world, including the Desert Rats, 7th Infantry. I'm not going to bring back the Gaza Strip stuff. And up to 4 garrison units, and you know, that's something. You can probably get Kuwait to pick army after this, because I'd imagine, yeah, their oil fields are nearly fully expanded. And how are you doing, Japan? Well, Shaanxi has nearly cut you off from the north. They're about to retake Beijing and Tinian. Guangzhou is under attack. You lost in the other victory provinces? No, Guyang's still in place. Chengdu you've lost though, Guangzhou. Okay, so you have lost a little bit more, but you're still pretty decent away from kind of losing the war. You need the communists to stay in as long as possible, to be honest. Okay. And there we go. So we're going to gain a little bit more national manpower. That's good. Losing metal, money, and that decreases our naval build time. So if I just switch on to that and then have a look at how much of an impact that makes, not a lot. So it's now August 1940. So that's doesn't look like it's made any difference at the moment. I'm a bit disappointed by that. I kind of thought it would kick into gear, but... Oh wait, there you go. So July 10th now, and you guys May 1940. Okay, so a bit quicker. And then another year from now it will make them even quicker. So... it could be that we're there before we know it. Okay. Right, I'm going to call it an episode here, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. What I'm going to do now is kind of off camera, I'm just going to arrange kind of the naval forces we have at the moment, as well as the air forces, send them around the world, and then we're going to have a look at the army units. But I'm going to do that, I think, off camera. So thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next episode. Thanks again. Bye-bye.